Hello and welcome back to another video. So I've just gotten my frogs back from their first firing and this is how they came out. There were a few casualties, but that's okay because we're experimenting, we're learning. Those are all of the limbs that have snapped off by accident during their first firing. Need to handle things a bit carefully next time. Overall, I'm pretty happy with how everyone's kind of come out of the kiln. I think I've done a pretty good job. This was my first casualty. His arm was meant to be waving up in the air, but obviously that just didn't work with the kiln. And this was my second. I lost an arm and a leg here, which was a bit of a shame, but it was a very precarious position she was in to begin with, so I wasn't expecting much. But this guy actually survived, so I'm very proud. That's what the other one was meant to look like. She's got a little bit of extra slip on her from a different clay, hence why there's different colours on her. I am so proud of this camera guy. I think I did such a good job. I'm not really the sculpting type, because you don't really have to sculpt with these things, you just build. So sculpting that little camera was actually so much fun. I've made that for a friend. She's a photographer and she loves her Canon camera, so I thought I'd kind of replicate that just for her. Now onto the waxing. So I'm putting wax on places on the frogs where I don't want glaze. So I can paint this on, I could glaze over it and obviously just wipe down the glaze. And I know that no glaze will get on the bottom of the frogs. This stops the frogs from sticking to the kiln shelves and it stops the glaze from dripping all the way down. It's quite satisfying to do actually. Maybe it would have been a bit nicer with a softer brush, but I didn't want to ruin any of my brushes. These little legs are so satisfying. This is quite a time-consuming process, I'm not gonna lie. You have to have a very steady hand if you want steady lines on your frogs afterwards. Or on your pieces in general. That was my mum trying to call her dog in. Can you guess what her name is? She didn't realise I was filming. And there's the last bit done. All my waxing is done. This is how they look now. Now onto my favourite part, the glazing. I'm just dusting off the frog here. Here I'm mixing the glaze just to make sure it's all combined and intact. Here we go. These glazes I'm using are, I don't know the technical words, but I would assume the technical word is a stable glaze. So it's pretty much going to come out the colour, just a bit more vibrant. It's not going to change much, it's not going to drip much unless I put loads on. Kind of like paints really, which is good because I know what colours I'm getting. Whereas with other glazes I've used on my bowls, they've come out all sorts of different colours. It's really interesting actually how you think you're going to get a bright green, but actually you get something completely different, you know? And the way the glazes interact with each other in the kiln, in the firing, it's really, really interesting. You get all sorts of cool patterns and oh, I don't know, I just love it. I can't explain how it makes me feel. It's just really exciting, you know? It's a piece of artwork in itself. The way you apply the glaze, yes, that's art. But then you can never control fully what happens to something in the kiln, which is so fun. Here I am fixing the arm, trying to glue it back on with the glaze, which, will it work? We don't know. We'll have to find out. Hopefully it'll work. There they are, they're all finished and glazed, ready to be fired. Hello, I'm back. This is how they came out. This is the before, and this is how he came out. He's got a little bit of texture on him, but that's okay. This one, I love this little guy. He's so cute. These are all for sale on my Etsy. Well, everyone apart from the broken ones, because I can't sell those. I fixed her leg, that worked. So these two were meant to sit together like this. Obviously the arm I couldn't fit back on because it had broken in such an awkward way. This one's arm was meant to be around the other side. This one's arm snapped off and I managed to get that extra bit glued back on again. Obviously you can tell that it's being glued back on. Not so much on the back though. I am so happy with how this one came out. I think this one might actually be my favourite that I've made. I'm really proud of that. And here's the biggest frog I've made so far. Hello, I'm just here editing and I realised that I haven't even recorded an ending to this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I really enjoyed making this video. If you've seen any you like, I've got my Etsy shop. I'll put a link in the description below. Hopefully there's still some available by the time you get there. There definitely will be. Thank you so much. Bye.